Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Lena Kears from Inspired Creations, and I'm a Canadian independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Today I want to show you this card that was masked using the new masking set in the January to June mini catalog. So I'll show you those in a minute. I got this idea from a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator called Nancy Enright. She had posted a card using this, and I thought, oh, what a cool card. I'm going to make a video to show how it's done. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm changing the colors somewhat. I'm using the purples. I just want to see how that looks, and we'll walk through it together. So I did sympathy cards for my first one. I'm going to do just a card to say you're amazing. This is from the free celebration set called Special Moments. And it's available with a $120 order. You get the stamp set free if that's what you choose to get. Okay, so that's for that one. And then I'm using these Butterflies and Flowers Layering Decorative Masks, which are also in the new mini catalog. And I just want to show you what each of them looks like. Okay, so let's put these aside for a minute. So there's this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. I've used this one here for the second layer, so I'll keep that one out. And then I've used this one here. It was this one here that I used for the layer on the bottom one. And then this is the butterfly mask. So there's 3 different butterflies, but I wanted the open one so that I could do a second masking over top. So what I've done is I've just taken some scrap papers and just taped them on here. I can pull them off when I'm done. But I wanted to make sure that the other ones were covered so that when I place this on here, especially when I'm doing the top one, I don't, accidentally start sponging this one where I don't want it right there. So let's get started with this. I'm going to stamp my words. I could stamp them in purple, but I think I'll stamp them in black because then I can use the black little dots to go with it. And it's good if you stamp your words first. I'm actually going to bring in the scrap paper. Okay, because the sponging makes a mess. And I'll also get rid of this, my information. I'll put it back out after again if I think of it. Okay, kind of off to the side here, in the middle-ish, doesn't matter. If you stamp it first, then you just put the other masks according to the space. Okay, so I'm going to take this one first. So when you can angle it or do it however you want. Doesn't matter if it goes partly off the page, that's good. And I'm going to tape it down. And need another piece of tape. So that it's not going to shift while I'm sponging. Okay, we'll sponge with the gorgeous Grape. I actually haven't told you about what I'm using today. So I'm using a card base that is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Then the gorgeous Grape layer, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And the fresh Freesia layer, which is 3 3/4 by 5. And then the white layer that I'm actually sponging on is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So that's going to give just this little layer between the white and the next one. So let's start that. And I'm using my blending brush. So the idea is to always get rid of the dark part right there. And just lightly, don't push too dark, too hard, because you can always go darker, but you can't make it lighter once you've done some dark sponging. So, oh, there comes my kitty. Kitty. Teddy, sorry. He likes to sit on my neck sometimes. Okay, so I'm also holding down the paper with my fingers. And I don't want this layer too dark. So I think we'll call it quits for this layer. Then I'll take the next layer and decide how I want this to work. Now this one, I could tape it down to the other one, but it's a smaller area, so I think I can just hold it with my fingers. And this one's going to be darker, so I'm going to push a little bit harder here. Every time tapping off. It's a very simple technique, but it just makes for such a pretty design. Now you can check, lift it up carefully and see. Oh, that's pretty where it's darker. I think I'll make it the other side a bit darker too. Oh, don't move it. There. I think that might be good. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so we'll stop with that one. Now we're going to take our paper out of here. And now we're going to put this, well, I think we'll have to untape it because it's going to be hard to get the butterfly the way I want it. Okay, I kind of want it to go at an angle. I have to undo that too. Okay. Okay, I don't want to cover the words. I could, of course, have it coming this way. No, I think we'll go this way. Do it the opposite way that the other one is, so I'm losing a lot of this wing, but then I've got the whole bottom on. And I'll stick this down again for sponging lightly. So now you see why I have a scrap paper underneath, because you kind of make a mess. Don't forget the little antennae in the body here. Okay, then I'm going to place the flowers over top. And that's kind of a full mat, so it doesn't matter which way you put it, because it's going to be full of flowers any which way you put it. So I think they're the same. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, let's start by, this is going to cover the whole thing, so I don't have to go too much darker, I don't think. A little bit. And I really want to hold it carefully to get the other side done too. Okay, what do we think? A little bit more down at the bottom here. Okay, we'll quit while we're ahead. Now, the thing to remember is that before you put these away, you should wash off your masks, so that, because the ink will just sit here, it's not being absorbed into the plastic, so you have to wash them off. Okay, let's take our cardstock out of there. And this is what they look like. Isn't that pretty? I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, we'll add some, put that away, add some tape to this. It's not called tape, it's Stampin' Seal. Here we go. Put that on the Freesia layer. You could make that a black layer too. I'm sure that would look pretty too. And then we'll put it on the gorgeous Grape layer. Always have to remember to work a little bit higher on the paper when I make a video, because I usually work down at the bottom of the paper when I'm doing it just for me. Okay, now this layer you can use on the card base. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now, let's see. I've got 3 choices of gems here. I could do the purple, but I think that might be a bit much. This is the Freesia. Or maybe the black. I think the black would pick up the words. So let's do that. So maybe a big one for on the butterflies. And then a smaller one just off to the side to make your triangle. It's always nice to make a triangle with your gems, doing an odd number. There we go. Oh, that just really finishes it off nicely, don't you think? Well, I hope you liked my card. That's it for today. And here's my information again. I'll have all the sizes underneath the video after I get it edited. And you can get your info from there. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.